Hello, my name is Dizzy. I'll be giving a match analysis for Zesco United versus Galaxy. This is a CAF match. All right, let's get into this one. All right, so a set piece, but to be honest, if someone's scoring from here, I mean, not scoring, but if a goal comes from here, you have to question yourself because it's very far away from goal and up until the ball comes. All right, so what happens? Matter of fact, is it the one that even scores the goal? I think this one I've just noticed as I'm watching this. Let's keep an eye on out for him and him. I want to see something. There's something I want to see. All right, so he goes in there, right? Okay. Then he takes the oh, it's someone else. That is what we call route one football. All right, so he isn't close enough to him. This is too much of a distance. And then most of the time you wouldn't expect someone to, hit it from there. But you know what? If you don't try, if you don't shoot, you don't try, you won't score. Header, I don't think the goalkeeper should be beaten from there, especially from a header. Because if you look at him. Let's see. Nah, I don't know. I don't want to say he doesn't dive properly because I'm not a goalie, but I do feel he could get more purchase from the leap from his foot, from his standing foot. He could have dived further because for a header to be scored from near the halfway line, especially when it's that low, I do think the keeper should have gotten that, but the defender also he should have prevented that first contact. Because when you're defending a set piece, one thing you always have to do try and win the first contact or the first duel, because what you don't want to do is when it becomes now pinball. He hits his head, then people also he try to hit it, and then you don't want all that. So if you stop the first action, you prevent this. Because this was just route one. It went boom, go. All right, let's head on to the next goal of the match. It is somewhere here. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Okay, so let's just go back there. Okay, somewhere here. This is from Zesco United. All right, here's the ball. He plays it long. Not much of a problem here. But as he plays it long, that's where the problem starts. Because let's assume all of them they were here, right? So when he plays it long and then the space for the players to run into, it means everyone's going to start facing their own goal and everyone's going to start running there. And also there's also a bit of a disconnect because let's assume this is supposed to be a back four. So two are here, another two are here. Questionable. Let's see what happens because Galaxy can deal with this. Oh, sorry. Because if you look at it, there are more defenders than attackers here. Because one, two, three, four, and actually they're very well positioned in that they are sort of here, whereby they're in an area that blocks off anyone trying to go to the center. So if you're getting the ball, you have to go wide. At least there's that. But now here, he fails to deal with it. He gets overpowered. So at this point, what you can do is either with his leg or his head, either two can work, and then he passes it back because there's a player here. He will most likely get to it first. But what he can do is put his body. He can put his body in between the ball and the defender so that he passes it to his goalkeeper or he can pass it to his teammate here. What he does, I don't know. It's half-hearted. He doesn't really want to go for the ball. And the Zesco player, he's more hungry. He wants that ball more than him. If we play, so he does not get it properly, the goalkeeper here, he rushes out too quickly. Because I know that he's behind the ball, but he can definitely get to that quicker. He can get there, and then there's also him. So the goalkeeper just rushes out unnecessarily. This United player here takes his time, drops the goalkeeper. Once again here, you think he was going to shoot. Nope, drops the defender. And then another situation where he should, okay, he does well because he would have scored. So, oh yeah, that's a goal. So if he wasn't there and the Zesco United player took a shot on goal, he would have scored. So him being there prevents one goal there. Yeah, but he passes it to him and then he just anticipates. He rushes towards it. Zesco United player reads that. He allows the body. Sorry, he allows the ball to go across his body, not for him receiving on the left, but to receive on his other foot. So it goes around. So the ball moves around him, and then puts it into the back of the net. At least the man on the post was moving. So yeah, he should be closer to him. He should be closer because this is a critical situation here. And okay, again, if he was closer, it means that the ball would have reached to him, but he would have been in a position, him, that he could try and contest if the ball was played there. But otherwise, you should be really closer because this is a very critical situation. You don't want to give someone too much space to score. Yeah, that's a good goal by Zesco. And that's equalizing one. Let's go to the next goal of the game. Somewhere here. Boom, boom. Long ball, right? A long ball is played. And then here, everything seems quite alright. Because at this moment, there are three defenders here. There's also one that if the ball is, headed away, he can get to it. But let's see what happens. Boom! He gets first contact, but instead he passes it right back to the attacker. And then he lays it off. But now here is where you can be a bit suspicious, because look at where he takes the shot from, right? And moreover, that ball is moving on the floor. Because look at this. It's on the floor. You can even see the shadow of the ball there. It's on the floor. But that's a problem. Even the commentator said that you can't be making that mistake playing for Zesco United. This is mainly goalkeeper error. And then he falls on himself. Because he was in a position he could have gotten to that quickly, but he didn't. He falls on himself, and Galaxy take advantage. He knows. Look at his body position. He's not shouting. He's not shouting at it. He knows. He knows that he was supposed to get that. Because if we look at this, sorry, just play it there now. Because look at it. Look, because this is a very easy ball to deal with. He could have palmed it to the left, and then even just the way he's setting up to deal with this ball, I don't know if possible I can, pause play so that they can get that shot. He's a, funny enough, he could have actually trapped this with his leg. There was no need for him even to go. He could have trapped it with his leg, but I'm sure he wanted to maintain the position. But nah, this is a mistake a goalkeeper of his caliber should not be making. He falls over, player takes advantage. But at that point, that's mainly a goalkeeper problem. Yeah, I know the player could have followed, but the goalkeeper shouldn't be dropping, and then he shouldn't also be sleeping as he's going to get that ball. Okay, let's head on to the next goal. It's a penalty. And then, like, the replay isn't that good, so we'll just show how he scores it. Zesco United winning. And that's how you play. He's going to say. I thought he was going to start celebrating, but no, he just hits it there for fun and then immediately goes back to start the match. That's what you do. You don't start celebrating as if you won the game, Arsenal particularly. Alright, somewhere here is the next goal. Somewhere here. So this actually forms from a set piece. Now, if you look at this, hopefully I can, will I be able to get it before the ball is kicked for the, okay. This is too much zone marking. You have four players marking no one. I don't know who is marking. He at least has someone. He is in a position, because one thing you always want to do when there's a corner or a set piece, you want to protect the D. Because most likely, if the ball will be deflected or kicked out, it will most likely land here. So if you're a defender or midfielder, you want to be here so that in case this guy wants to shoot, you're there. And if you're an attacker, you want to be here so that you're able to shoot first time. Alright, header comes in, they deal with it. But now, since everyone is so close, you have about three men that are on the line. It's very hard for them to push out. But look at this. He takes a nice turn, and then, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. They are on the Zesco United player, but unfortunately, they can't do anything because they're not close enough. And he heads it, and Zesco go on to celebrate. I think he also did the back some. Faz really need to improve the quality of the cameras, because just imagine this in 720 pixels. Because this is a classic game. It's a classic. Shouldn't be this quality. And I'm sure I'm also surprised that there are not a lot of people in the stadium. But anyway, is it here? I think not really. No, it's not here. Or the next one. Oh, it's somewhere here. What's a go? Alright, so they get rid of this, right? Then let's see what happens. It lands to the. He plays it back, and I think it's Precious Male. Precious Male. I've just forgotten the name of the player that gets the ball. I think let me just, and I just want to hear the name of the player that scores it.
Reliable in those situations, Freddie Michael. Look at Pascal Phiri.
Oh, Pascal Phiri. Pascal Phiri. That's the name of the player. Pascal Phiri. So Pascal Phiri here goes on a run. He goes on a really good run. He receives it here. Now, okay, he's first, but what essentially should be happening is one of two things. He goes for the ball, he tracks back, so that in case he gets past him, he's able to cover. Second, he goes there and he is in a he's just standing slightly back, so that in case he gets beaten, he's able to cover. Unfortunately, none of those things happen because Pascal, I've forgotten his name again. Let me just unpause it so I can hear his name. Sorry.
Freddie Michael. Look at Pascal Phiri.
Pascal Phiri, yeah, Pascal Phiri. Pascal Phiri, he just goes in between them, so they're not doing anything. One of them was supposed to pressure the ball, they don't, they just leave that gap open for Pascal Phiri to expose. Pascal Phiri, he gets past him. That's a good 10 of pace. Now, this is very, very scary. One, two, three, four. Let's say, for example, you want to make this guy, you want to make a child sleep. So when you make a child sleep, you know what you do? You put a blanket. You put a blanket over their head, or or you put a blanket there. So the fact that you can put a blanket here, because all of the defenders are here, and you've left someone wide open, and then he is playing him, everyone on side. Pascal Phiri gets past everyone. Pascal Phiri. I mean, this is what we call pandemonium. Oh wait, I actually got it on the right spot. You see that Pascal Phiri, Pascal Phiri, he saw him, but this is very disappointing. I mean, why is everyone's attention here? There's someone unmarked, and you've decided to just let him be. Go. That's the one of the easiest goal he ever scored because of Pascal Phiri. Pascal Phiri Mukari. The way he just dribbled and went through those guys. All right. Somewhere here, Galaxy score their next goal. So what happens? Let's play back a bit. Air ball, boom. They failed to keep possession, Zesco United. All right, so at this point they can. That's a bit dangerous because if you look at this, it's a 3v3. The reason why I'm saying 3v3 is by the time this boy is played, these guys will be taken out of the game. Or they won't be able to do much. So boom, quickly. Oh, okay. It starts from here actually. So he gets the ball. Boom, just and this is that's actually very good because the way they're able to keep the ball in the air. Look at that part. Pass it to him in the air, and then he lays it back to him. That's a pretty good decent play, I'm not going to lie. Bam, once again in the air. They're just playing the ball in the air. They're just like, catch us if you can. And then once, okay, so now Zesco United player here could have definitely done better. Definitely done better. Because he can definitely get that ball. But he doesn't. He doesn't. At this point, kick it as hard as you can to the other side, but he doesn't. And then there. So here he has two options. All right, so you see, he sees this. He also sees there's a player coming. There, it's 2v1. At this point here, it's 2v1. Let me just remove this. So at this point here, it's 2v1. So he has two options, track back or do that. What's the best option here? I'll give you some time. Have you realized the best option? The best option here is track back. Because it's a 2v1, what you want to do is that you want to force one option. You want to force a person to make a pass under pressure or something else. What you don't want to do is to give them a free run on goal. And this would have been a good option if he gets the ball. But since he did not get the ball, it's a bad option. Sometimes the best choices depend on the results that come from those choices. A player shooting from 30 yards would be a bad option, but if he scores, it's good. If he doesn't score, it's bad and you've wasted the chance. Or a proper chance to give it to someone else that might have been closer. The results are what dictate if your action was good or bad. So this was bad. Because what he's done now is that he's left him all alone. And if you wanted, you could have played the ball here for him to shoot. You could have played it here so that he shoots. But no, he takes the shot on himself, and then it's a thunder strike. Boom! That's a goal. But I also think the keeper here could do better. Because look at where he is. Look at where the goalkeeper is compared to the post. And then look at where the ball enters somewhere here. Let's just let that play. It's just unfortunate this is the only angle, and then it's not really a good angle that they've given us. But I think the goalkeeper should be catching that because he was on that side, he's standing on that side, and then he goes just where or should be near where he is from. Keeper could do better. Otherwise, Zambia, Kuchalo, Zesco United, they have been causing a lot of problems in CAF. But otherwise, it's good to see them perform like this. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next match analysis.